It's not sad boy hours. It's celebration time. Welcome into the PHNX D-back. The D-backs are a wagon, baby.
They're a wagon.
They are a wagon. Welcome in. Of course, I am your mayor of PHNX, occasionally known as Derek Montilla. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am joined, of course, by Father Overlord Jacob to make sure that we get all the replay calls correct.
Ooh. Actually, I think there's a...
No, you can't call a replay on an opening of the show.
Oh, I can.
No, you absolutely.
Yeah, we're actually gonna
go
into the back here.
No, absolutely not.
I get unlimited replays.
That
in case
is
you
not
didn't know.
how baseball
and
works.
This mic, it's backwards
No,
for fun.
No, but
yeah.
I don't
So
like
we're
this.
gonna call a replay on this.
I don't like it.
But you know who probably could have used a replay?
The San Diego Padres
In the
late in the
eighth
game.
inning.
Late in the game, right?
And
a critical
they
play.
burned it early.
Yeah, and then they
on
didn't
a
have
play
it.
where the guy was obviously safe.
Wait, is that how that works?
Ooh,
Where they burn it and then they don't have it later for a critical play in the game?
oh, that's tough, right?
It is tough.
It's tough.
We're just the absolute worst sometimes, of course. But the Diamondbacks, they're pretty damn good. We are very excited about the win today, splitting the 2-game series with the San Diego Padres, and somehow coming out of these first 6 games against the NL West,
3-3,
including the Dodgers and the Padres, 3-3. How?
Chaos ball.
Chaos. We create chaos, and that's absolutely the truth. Chaos was created early, to be honest, in this game when Manny Machado was ejected for arguing about a pitch clock violation. Strikeout, right? He strikes out. You can't argue about that. It's just the way it is. There were a lot of pitch clock violations in this one too, by the way.
I actually think Manny had a case here. He was holding up, calling for time.
Okay.
With 8 seconds left on the pitch clock.
Okay.
Right. He wasn't granted it, but like he's calling for time. How are you going to toss him because he was upset that he didn't get time?
Call for time earlier. You can't call for time because you didn't get in the box fast enough. Like, that is such a ridiculous. That's the point of get in the goddamn box. Get in the box. Get in the box. We had all sorts of situations where pitchers were fast pitching as well. I felt like Ron Kulpa had his hands full today. Nobody was happy with home plate umpire Ron Kulpa today. Again, honestly, it's one of the few times where I kind of felt bad for an umpire. He's like, he's got a lot of shit going on, you guys. I mean,
he looked angry.
He did. He wasn't having it. He was not having it, especially when the pitch, the fast pitch thing started getting argued and stuff like that.
They were trying to quick pitch here. Can't do that.
It's just so weird though, because again, when you watch some of these quick pitch situations, it happened to the Diamondbacks pitchers and to the Padres pitchers. They're on the mound, they're ready to go. The guy's looking at them, they have the bat up. Like, their definition of being ready to go and start their delivery was when the batter is looking at me and they're basically giving me the universal sign. It's like talking to someone when they stare at you in the face and then they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention." And you're like, how?
But you know what?
You were staring at me.
They didn't get ejected for arguing.
They did not. No, they did not. But Manny Machado did.
He rolled his eyes, and I'm just so casually tossing.
Yeah, that was very much like the JT Real Muto tossing in spring training where he went to go get the ball.
At least you'll admit it was a little bit.
Because these umpires they go crazy. Like, the idea of arguing in modern baseball is so much different than what it used to be when I was a kid watching baseball, and these managers wouldn't even get tossed for literally kicking dirt onto an umpire's shoes or shit.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was the point when they did get tossed.
Lou
But
Piniella
yeah, just
throwing the rosin
belly
bag.
bumping an umpire and shit. Like, it's kind of wild, the stuff that now constitutes a player getting thrown out of the game. But it still worked out for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Nelson Cruz did hit a mammoth home
Nelson
run.
Cruz hit a solo dinger off Zac Gallen in his first at bat after replacing Machado at DH. So they, whatever, they got theirs in. The D-backs did some work against Yu Darvish, something that they haven't been doing well so far this season, walking. They got lots of walks in this game. In fact, the Diamondbacks were able to walk against Darvish 4 walks with Darvish hitting 2 batters.
Yep. I'm getting called out in the chat here. He's still saying that I don't know the challenge rule.
Okay.
Which is funny.
Do you want to put on the challenge headset and challenge?
No, I think we made our point.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's you used your challenge, and I don't think you won that one, so I think you lost it anyway. But much like the Padres did, and the Diamondbacks would have had they challenged that last night. Maddie, I'm not on your side on this one. I want to be, but I'm not. 2 double plays early killed the D-backs' offensive momentum, even though they were able to get some things working against Yu Darvish. And honestly, Zac Gallen had a terrible start to this game.
It wasn't great.
Things were not looking well early on. They were down 5-1. Gallen had given up 5 runs, 4 earned very early, but he was able to settle in. And to be honest, gave the Diamondbacks after, how do you want to say it? Do you want to still say it's a good outing? I mean, it's not a good outing, but he did settle in and was able to last much longer than we thought he was going to.
One thing I'd like to point out is the lineups that he's gone against for his first two outings of the year. Like, starting the year against the Dodgers and the Padres is not easy for anybody, and nobody in the starting rotation other than, I can't even say Merrill Kelly really, because Merrill Kelly only pitched like 3 1/3 or 3 2/3.
Yeah.
Like,
Gallen went 6 today, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned.
His whip wasn't awful.
No, but
like,
he walked 1, struck out 3. He just didn't look very sharp early on, very confident early on. He also still looked like he was very, very bothered. Like, he still seems very annoyed and bothered by the pitch clock, by the fast pitch rules, by everything. And again, this is something that, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what Zac Gallen can do, but man, it's kind of like when you're just complaining about work and it doesn't matter because the people that are in charge make the rules, and however the rules they set,
you got to follow them.
You got to follow them, and
you got to be a rule follower.
That's what it feels like. I mean, Gallen hasn't had a lot of luck against the Padres in his career. In 9 career starts, he's gone 1-3 with a 4.22 ERA. So again, he did today what essentially he's done in his career against the Padres for the most part. But very un-Zac Gallen-like. We're just so used to Zac Gallen going out there and even on a bad day, only giving up 3 earned. And this one was looking very much like the Diamondbacks were going down the path to a potential sweep in the 2-game series. But that's when exciting things started to happen for this team, and that's when truly I think the identity of this team showed itself late in this game. Their ability to find a way to get on base, their ability to steal bases,
weird things,
they just do weird things. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Make
a double
plays.
Steal, bunting with runners on third. Like, what do we? This is not conventional baseball.
No, it's not. But the thing is it's not conventional baseball because all of the numbers statistically tell you that the statistics, everything tells you that doesn't work, right? But it's different with this team. What we've seen so far early in these 6 games, and including today, that was a key piece to today's win, was the fact that they were able to put the pressure on the Padres defensively and make them have to make perfect plays in order to get outs in certain situations. Not to mention, you have Jake McCarthy, Arizona legend, going all out for a fucking for a fly ball there to like, you never know what happens if that ball just goes foul and we have to see some more pitches thrown, right? So Jake McCarthy doing
sacrificing his body,
flipping over the barrier and going into the
flow, looking good while he does it
and smiling afterwards.
Yeah,
like,
the flow was out.
Bothered. Yeah, but
the flow was out.
It was something. I mean, Ketel Marte's bat has been pretty cold this season.
Hopefully there's some signs of life.
Got a single late in this one, so that was nice to see. But I mean, honestly, the Diamondbacks really, like, when you looked at today's game, the Padres did it with power, right? But then we're going to take a look at the numbers here in a second. The Diamondbacks just did it in every other way. Like, the Diamondbacks out hit the Padres with runners in scoring position. The relief ERA, even with Scott McGuff blowing the game yesterday, was still much better than the Padres. So the Diamondbacks have a lot of things going for them as far as a well-rounded team, whereas the Padres kind of feel like
they are one-dimensional.
Very one-dimensional.
And don't get me wrong, there's a couple guys that are, Joe Musgrove's not playing right now. Fernando Tatis is not playing right now. Like, they are missing a few key pieces.
And Machado being thrown out of the game was
they are
pretty
relying
big
on the fact that they can slug it with the best of them,
Right.
which is don't get me wrong, that is very much what MLB had shifted to over the last 10 years, right? It's who can slug the most, who can hit the most home runs with runners on base, whatever it is. Like, power was the name of the game.
Right.
I think with this Diamondbacks team, you are seeing a transition in what you can expect from baseball going forward.
Well, and I tried to be positive about how they hung in yesterday's game, right? But overall, when you look at these 6 games and you look at what they're able to do, yes, 2 of those games were blowouts. You could say a 10-1, obviously a blowout. Opening day didn't feel as much of a blowout as it actually was, or what the end score stated, right? But the Diamondbacks are able to hang in these games and even win them without their offense really working right now. They are just manufacturing runs and finding some way to get on base. And I mean, It's not to say they haven't hit a couple of key home runs and had the power as well, but it really feels like once they can get guys heating up at the plate, this team is in fact, as Jacob suggested they might be a wagon. They might be a wagon. But speaking of one guy that was definitely a wagon today, Josh Rojas was 0 for 7 entering today's game.
Hashtag good.
Hashtag good today.
Yeah.
3 for 3, 2 RBI, and a walk. Josh Rojas is our king snake of the game. King snake. With one sick-ass slide, too. I mean, I think we should have said sick-ass slide, but one sick slide for sure.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, that was a really good slide. And I mean, honestly, I also like the fact that after Josh Rojas popped up from scoring that run, you saw him talk a little shit. And with this rivalry, with this NL West, we kind of need that, right? It kind of goes a little bit with the idea there that that opposing teams are shook by the speed and by what these guys can do on base paths.
Some people might just say that speed kills.
I think someone Buckstop here said speed slays. I like that.
That's not bad.
I like that. My 11-year-old daughter would be a big fan of that. But let's take a look. Slays. Let's take a look at the numbers in this series because this pretty damn close. 18 hits all around, 1 error each, 1 run margin of victory here overall for the Arizona Diamondbacks in this 2-game series. Starting pitching, not very good. Ryan Nelson and Zac Gallen both, unfortunately, did not have great outings. But like I said, even with that Scott McGuff, 2 home run incident in game 1, relief pitching 4.50 ERA versus a 10.13 for the Padres. Oof. So the Diamondbacks have been able to kind of get beat up a little bit by starting pitching in both this series and the series against the Dodgers. But once they get into that backfield against the relief pitching, they can do some work.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bullpen?
The bullpen?
Question mark?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we there yet?
I don't know.
Do we have more confidence than we did last year?
I'm Ron Burgundy. Batting average with runners in scoring position, very good for the Diamondbacks overall. I mean, better than what we've seen out of them so far. So they're able to kind of get things rolling here. And if they can get on a tear offensively, watch out. I mean, they do have more games with the Dodgers and more games with the Padres, but their schedule gets considerably easier after that. And I know a lot of people have been saying that when this team reaches the end of April, if they can have a 500 record, close to 500, or please, sweet baby Jesus, an above 500 record, then I mean things are really exciting for this team, and I don't know, because again, the Padres have not been playing excellent baseball this year, right? We saw the Rockies come out, smack them in the mouth, and take the first 2 games of the year, but I don't really care. I just want the Diamondbacks to take care of business when it's time to take care of business, and they did that today.
Yeah, it seems like this team is solely focused on themselves, right? Like, so far we've seen a lot of resiliency in the wins that they've had. Like, it's a lot of late inning. Like, they're confident. They do not lack confidence. Like, they never feel like they're out of a game, no matter how late it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that speaks to just the fact that they're young and they haven't been beat down over the course of
sure
10 seasons, you know, but like
life hasn't had a chance to beat them up yet.
This
They're
team
still
is confident.
upbeat. Yeah,
This team is confident in just about everything that they do. And one thing is really interesting, and we've talked about it before, is no matter how late in the game it gets, one thing you can always do is rely on walking, getting a single, and then doing something on the base pass, right?
Yeah.
The eighth inning, Jake McCarthy leads off with a single. What does he do? He tries to steal second.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Had a great jump, tries to steal third. Like they take off.
Perdomo steals second, makes things happen. Throw comes in, advances, like everything that they did, like so many of the runs, especially runners put into scoring position, was created by them taking advantage of opportunities and pressing, right? It's
5 steals today.
It's 5 steals. 5 steals. We know stolen bases are up across Major League Baseball, but the Diamondbacks,
they will lead the league.
They will lead the league. They will lead the league. One thing that they also might not be doing so great right now is turning double plays and hitting into double plays. According to Jesse's
Apparently
tweet,
speed doesn't kill.
9 double plays that they've hit into already this young season, and they've only turned 1 double play. That I don't mind the 9 double plays because sometimes I'm just saying I don't mind that because sometimes that's just the way shit goes. Like
law of averages.
Yeah, law of averages, right? It's more of the fact that this great defensive team in the Diamondbacks has only turned 1 after 6 games. That's troublesome to me. I mean, I have a problem with that. But again, that's something that they can still build on when you can point out the little things they're not doing right still and say that they have room to improve, while at the same time hanging in 6 games with 2 of the best teams in all of baseball. You got to be excited about that. It's got to get some fire in your blood. Can we get some fire in our blood?
That puts fire in my blood.
Drake Jameson. That's my guy right there, by the way. He's picking up the 6-out save.
6-out save. You did call that.
6-out save, right? I mean, he was the perfect guy for it, even though it got very scary at times. This guy definitely did not believe, but I believed. And Drake Jameson really could end up being.
I never said that I didn't believe.
He said he didn't like the move. He wanted to go to Scott McGuff. I'm pulling the curtain back.
Sure.
He wanted to go to Scott McGuff.
I said that I want to go to Scott McGuff. A, because you have to instill confidence in your players early in the season. So, while I do like that Dre Jameson got this opportunity, I also still think that Dre has a future as a starter, and I don't like throwing him into a situation where he's not going to stay stretched out.
Dre Jameson is going to come out of the bullpen. And the problem with Dre Jameson is he is going to be so good out of the bullpen that it's going to make it hard for them to ever put him in the starting rotation ever again. And I firmly believe that. So that is definitely something. But I mean, for now, here's the thing, is Dre Jameson is the kind of attitude I think that Torey Lovullo loves. I don't think enough players on the team, or I don't know, but there's something to be said about guys that are gamers. Guys like Josh Rojas, guys like Dre Jameson that can come in and kind of, even if they don't have their best stuff, just kind of fight, you know?
He has kind of a fuck it attitude.
Oh, I love it so much.
Like, he's just like, yeah, I could come in and give up 8 runs, but like, I'm going to stare you down when I strike you out.
Yeah. Even after giving up 8 runs, I'll still.
But he won't give up 8 runs. That's not me being like, I think Dre Jameson's very, very talented.
He's so good.
I'm just saying, like, he's got that mentality where it's like, he could have the worst day ever, and then the next time he goes out there, it's like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to strike out 9 guys and not give up a hit.
Yeah,
like, and that's exactly, and I basically going back on my point here, like, that's basically why he's perfect in the bullpen, because you have to have kind of a forgetful mentality.
Yeah, that's true.
But I still wish that he was.
I don't know if he has a forgetful mentality. I really don't, because we were in the clubhouse after a spring training game, and he was so goddamn angry about giving up some walks in the game, right? But he also had the top pitch velocity in today's game. He was hitting 98 regularly. So him and Tapia topped out the top pitch velocities on the gun today. And that's just, again, very exciting to see. The Diamondbacks have, between Dre Jameson and Miguel Castro, some and Carlos Vargas, some true power pitching that they can go to out of the pen. And I would like to see them utilize it, because so far it seems to have worked well for them, especially after, like, I'm not knocking the starters, but we don't have starters with that kind of stuff, right? So after you've been watching a guy throw you 94 all day long, how difficult is it
looks nasty
to fucking look at a 98 or 102, you know? Let's get Justin Martinez back up here, damn it.
Ooh,
But
102 would go hard right now.
102 would go so hard.
I mean, Vargas can touch 100.
We got a super chat from our guy, Brett Johnson, because Brett Johnson loves Dre Day, and everyone loves Dre Day.
Every day is Dre Day?
Every day is Dre Day. Well, I don't know. We don't want every day to be Dre Day, just like every day can't be Galentine's Day. But today was kind of a sad Galentine's Day, like where you didn't.
But a little more positive than the last Galentine's Day.
It is. It's building. You're building on it, right? And I think the one thing that was very encouraging, we talked about this with Ryan Nelson, where Ryan Nelson wasn't great early on and was able to get things back on track. One of the key things you want from a starting pitcher is that short memory, kind of like what you were talking about. You want out of Dre Jameson, right? You want to be able to wipe it and go back out there and still give a strong outing and not let things fall apart. Jameson out of the pen there when things started looking a little rough. He gave up that home run. He looked shook. He was having a hard time hitting
he gave up
the strike zone
too.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the eighth.
Soto.
Yeah, right. And he looked rattled.
Yeah. No, that wasn't to Soto. That was to it doesn't matter.
No, Soto was the single.
Yeah,
of the night,
but
yeah. He gave up a hit in the bottom of the eighth and definitely looked rattled after that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's just nerves. You're fine.
Gabriel Ferris says, I need to see a Dre versus Rojas at bat. Oh my God. It'll end in a fist fight. It absolutely would end in a fist fight. And probably a foot race. Like unnecessarily, you know what I mean? Like afterwards,
and then Corbin Carroll just comes out of nowhere and beats both.
Dre Jameson is the only man to ever beat Corbin Carroll in a foot race, and we have confirmed this as a fact. So
that's insane.
It's insane. It makes me want to see it, right? Like I want to see that more than I want to see this. I would pay to see that. I would definitely pay money to see that. I paid money to see people fake joust at medieval times. I would definitely pay money for that. But we thank you guys, of course, so much for being here right now in the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to this channel. That way you don't miss when we go live or any of our fellow friends here at PHNX go live. Also, sign up for notifications. You won't miss any of the shows that way. Leave us a thumbs up. Jacob loves that so much. It's there it is. And also, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to grab yourself a Diehards membership. It is the best membership for any Arizona sports fan. Not only do you get access to Jesse's articles, including his full count newsletter, you also get access to discounts with our PHNX locker at 20% off all future purchases, as well as a free piece of merchandise every year you're a member. You also get access to our members-only discounts with our partners, members-only merch, members-only invites to events and discounts on those events. You also get access to our members-only Discord lounge, which, again, is the best place to be an Arizona sports fan, and so much more. So keep it locked in right here. You get a $50 gift card for Mountain Mike's. That right there almost pays for the membership out the door, right? So we are trying to give you the best value we can. And, of course, we love you and appreciate you for being a diehard if you already are one. Also, if you haven't done so already, download that BetMGM app. Very, very excited to be partnering with our friends at BetMGM. We have all sorts of fun planned coming up here in the future, including a cornhole league at State Farm Stadium. I'm pretty nice from the right side, or I guess you'd say the left side of because I throw with my right. Not so good from the right side. Yeah, because you got to hit the hole when you're over here. When you're on that side, you're kind of throwing it at a weird angle, right? I can do it from this side, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get down on some cornhole. We hope you guys will as well. We have all sorts of wonderful plans though at that sports book over there at State Farm Stadium. That it's a gorgeous building, and we definitely are going to have some parties coming up. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code PHNX and you will get $200 in bonus bets on your first wager with BetMGM. It's this easy. Just download the BetMGM app and sign up using bonus code PHNX. Place a pregame moneyline wager in the amount of at least $10 on any market at standard odds, and you will receive $200 in bonus bets instantly, regardless of the outcome of your wager. Just make sure you use bonus code PHNX when you sign up. And now, listen to Shane Diefenbach tell you about the disclaimer.
.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
Brett Johnson in the chat says medieval times slaps Derek. Yes, it does. I don't know. We don't have him as a partner yet.
I've been one time.
Yeah. It slaps.
It's great.
It slaps.
It's so
it
good.
absolutely slaps. But yes, for sure. Speaking of things that slaps, Corbin Carroll didn't have a great day today, but he did have his first 3-hit game of his career, at least that major league career, on Monday. And at age 22 and 225 days, Carroll became the second youngest D-back since 2013 with a 3+ hit game before 40 career major league games, behind our Risp King, Geraldo Perdomo,
Really?
who we didn't talk about nearly enough today. Perdomo was 22 and 203 days.
Honorary King Snake.
Honorary King Snake.
1 for 1 with 3 ribbies.
Perdomo was incredible today. Just absolutely lives up to the moniker of our Risp King. But the youngest to ever do so when it comes to having a 3-hit game before 40 major league games was Justin Upton, who did it at age 19 and 347 days on August 7th, 2007. Can you imagine? It's crazy to
what does
think
that
of
tell
Justin
you about
Upton,
the state of the team at the time?
that they were willing to call up anybody.
They needed help in the most desperate of ways.
To be fair, I mean, whenever we talk about the Diamondbacks and their prospects, the drafts, everything like that, Justin Upton's name always comes up as one of the most successful drafted players the Diamondbacks have ever had.
He's definitely had a great career.
He has had a great career, but it's again, I mean, I think that there was something to be said. I mean, Corbin Carroll did have the injury, which slowed things down a little bit for him, right? But Corbin Carroll has probably had the most hype I've ever seen in my time covering this team around a prospect. Now, mind you, I wasn't covering this team in 2007, but I have been covering this team for a very long time.
I also remember the days when Anthony Banda was the #1 prospect in this organization.
God.
So if that tells you how far that this team has come in their development and their programming down in the minor leagues.
John Duplantier.
That's
John
a good
Duplantier.
mention too.
I don't know if that is, because a lot of people get mad about John
I still
Duplantier.
think they messed him up.
That's what a lot of people feel, and I don't think you're off base.
It was like
with
that year was like, come pitch an inning for us and then go back to Reno for a week, and then come pitch maybe 2 innings, but then go pitch an 8-inning game in Reno, but then come back again and pitch another inning.
It's still sad if that's your #1 prospect in the organization.
Well,
but he did dominate. Like his high A numbers were like he had like a 103.
Yeah, he was
like,
incredible.
It was insane.
Yeah. And I mean, Varsho is one of the guys that was very high, but they were like, he's not going to be a catcher, so we don't know what they're going to do with him. And then next thing you know, Varsho's an outfielder and playing DH on
Gold Glove nominated outfielder.
Yeah, led the team in WAR. But again, it's crazy to think how good Justin Upton might have been had he had some more time in the minors. I mean,
possibly.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he was ready, because obviously.
So part of the issue that I have with that is I don't think the Diamondbacks organization was great at developing players at that time.
Okay, fair enough.
I think part of saying that is like, where are you going to land him that gets him the coaching that he needs?
Yeah.
Right? Like, and there's a good chance that the coaching he needed was the big league coaching at 19 years old.
And that's something that I've said right now about the Arizona Diamondbacks with like their frequency to call up young guys and how successful over the last 12 months every young guy that's been called up has been, right? And again, there's ups and downs. Alec Thomas got sent back down to Reno.
Right.
We know that Ryan Nelson struggled, obviously, in his first start this season. Dre Jamison is now in the bullpen instead of the rotation. But, like, these guys, when they came up, they had a really good, like, first couple of months, all of them, when they first landed in major leagues. And that's not easy to do.
About the minor league system.
Right.
Like, the coaching down in the minor league system is top-notch.
Oh, Gill's incredible, right? That's why he's part of the Diamondbacks staff now. But the Diamondbacks have had, I think now they've kind of put together a superior coaching staff at the major league level. You know what I mean? And so to be around guys like Bannister, like Brent Strom, like Torrey, is just so key. And it's such a different level of,
and that's a shout out
tutelage.
For the Torrey haters out there, because we don't get you.
Hey man, I'll tell you, Torrey is somebody that deserves a lot more credit.
I'd run through a wall for that man, and he's not even my manager.
I've said this before, but Eduardo Escobar said he would die for Torrey. Right?
But that's not a guy that you want to get rid of.
Exactly. Show me. Well, first of all, we need to get his ass back. But second of all, show me another manager in baseball that his players are saying they would die for him. I'll wait. Speaking of guys that we want to see do big things, Ketel Marte, by the way, he has had a rough start to the season. But in the positive news, his 113.5 mile per hour double in the first game of the series was the 5th highest exit velocity in all of Major League Baseball so far. So
I've got a question for you.
Yeah, let's go.
Picture a world in which Ketel Marte abandoned switch hitting.
Oh, I think Brett said that yesterday.
How would you feel about Ketel Marte hitting only from the right-hand side?
Because he's so much better from the right-hand side that I don't know if the switching back and forth. I don't know if him switching back and forth is worth. I looked him up yesterday. They're not very good left-handed hitting, and I just don't know if he's getting the benefit of doing that. Like I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, having a switch hitter does allow you to put the pressure on the opposing team and kind of do matchups based on, you know, whoever they're putting out there and having Ketel be able to hit from whichever side. But I just don't know if him hitting left-handed is advantageous for him.
It just seems like his contact's a lot weaker from the left side.
Yeah.
Like he just does not make solid contact at all. And I mean, the 113.5 mile an hour scorcher that came off his bat from the right side.
That was pretty hard contact.
I've always just, every time Ketel steps up from the right side of the plate, I'm always on alert for like a missile. Because I've seen him hit a ball 480 feet from the right side of the plate.
Absolutely.
Like,
the joke there was for us for a little while was that Ketel Marte just always finds a way to hit like 320, you know? And if we could get Ketel Marte hitting 320 with this team.
His team would be, they might win the West if he could hit 320.
I mean, that sounds like such an over-exaggeration, but I don't think you're wrong. I don't. Because if the Diamondbacks right now, with guys like Josh Rojas today, again, going 3 for 3 out of the leadoff position, Gurriel has been able to get on base a bit. Christian Walker came back down to earth after that Dodgers series because he's no longer playing at Chavez Ravine. However, Christian Walker will still get very much back on track. Corbin Carroll did not have a hit today, but he still managed to be have good at bats, I guess you could say, approaches. The one thing that they did today against Darvish that they did not do against any other starting pitching was made him work. And we see that in the walks. It translates over in this win. And honestly, again, the walks were a big part of this victory. The Diamondbacks finding a way to get on base and then getting those runs in was the reason why they won the game. And it wasn't because of their, huge number of hits that they had today. Get
them on. Get them over.
Get them in.
Get him in.
It's that simple.
It's that simple. I just looked up Marte's splits. It's they're pretty striking. I mean, most years he's a good 50 to 60 points better from the right side than he is from the left.
Yeah.
Albeit a smaller sample size because not many pitchers throw from the left side, but
sure,
it's significant enough to me that I think in his year that he finished, what was it, 4th in the MVP race, he hit 390 from the right side of the plate and 290 from the left, and it was a 100-point difference. I think you could be, and we're no coach, so this is not, take this as you will, but I think Ketel would find himself in a lot better position if he just focused on hitting from the right side.
I agree with that. What we've seen from Ketel so far is him be incredibly good defensively in the field.
Yes,
and that's very encouraging considering we were worried after what we saw out of him last year if he could still be the same second baseman that we've seen in the past. That change to center field really screwed things up, I think, for him for a bit, but we don't ever have to worry about that ever again. We have a he
shouldn't sniff the outfield unless he's chasing a pop up from second base.
We are stocked and supplied when it comes to center fielders, but the Diamondbacks will be getting back some missing pieces here soon. Joe Mantiply is expected to return mid-April. He'd been battling arm fatigue in his shoulder the final week of camp. And so Mantiply threw a 22-pitch bullpen session recently and is scheduled for another one today.
So who does he replace?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
Because you probably want to go lefty for lefty.
You probably do want to.
And you're not getting rid of Chafin.
I would say, let's see, Kyle Nelson seems to me like he's a likely candidate to possibly get sent back down.
Cole Sulser?
And Cole Sulser has not had he had that good 1-2-3 inning in yesterday's game, but Carlos Vargas has not played, I don't think, really much.
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
and
I would say Kyle Nelson
his
or
stuff
Vargas.
Looks great, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but so did Justin Martinez's stuff. It just didn't play well, right? And it's not moving well. And you can throw 102 miles an hour all you want, but if you're sending that shit right down Broadway, it's not going to work out well for you too often, too many times, right? Yeah, well, it is what it is. But well, I have some news for you when you say Scott McGough, because Mark Melancon was diagnosed, of course, with the subscap strain in his arm, and he will still be out for a matter of months. Melancon is not scheduled to return until the All-Star break at the absolute earliest. Some good news from Carson Kelly. Kelly suffered his fractured forearm in the fourth inning of a completely unnecessary minor league game. There's no exact timetable for his return, but right now they are expecting Carson to return in June. So that's a bit encouraging as far as those injuries go.
All you Jose Herrera haters out there.
He was one of them.
Me?
I don't know, weren't you?
No. I called out somebody who was a Jose Herrera hater on Twitter.
Fair enough.
Now, do I think Carson Kelly brings a lot more than Jose Herrera does to this roster? Sure.
Maybe.
However,
Jose
Herrera silenced you today.
He did.
He was on base 3 times.
All your haters.
He created chaos by, they, for some reason, I think somebody mentioned in the comments earlier, for some reason decided to check over on him on first because we're really worried about Jose Herrera trying to steal a base, and he caused a missed throw over to first base and took the extra base in the 8th inning. But Jose Herrera looked good today.
Yeah.
Hopefully he looks good going forward.
You know who looked
But that's for you Jose Herrera haters out there.
Still who I can't get over looking really good was Jake McCarthy when he caught that goddamn fly ball and almost killed himself. Actually, we got Josh Rojas in the clubhouse. Jesse's going to be joining us here shortly. But here's what Rojas had to say on McCarthy catching that fly ball.
That Jake made there. That was unbelievable. I think he needs to go on concussion protocol after that head first into the cement. But that was incredible. It's a high leverage situation. Dre walked a couple guys or let a couple guys on, and that was a big out right there. Potential couple runs right there if we don't make that play. And he ended that inning and let Dre get a breather and come out and close it out in the ninth.
Concussion protocol.
No, he's got the hair. He's fine.
Yeah, no, you're right. The hair
sure.
definitely protected him.
Did you not see the hair? It basically grew legs and just kind of like walked his head along the ground until he landed.
No, I did not know that.
That's how good his flow is.
It happened pretty quickly, right?
Yeah,
it's like a micro kind of thing.
And nope, can't touch the head. The flow's there.
We're going to have to go back and look at that. But Jake McCarthy actually had some words to say himself on his fairly amazing catch and the day he had.
It's fun. It's really it's encouraging. I think I think Corbin the other day said, we're not all feeling our best at the plate, and I bet some guys in the mound are feeling that way too. Maybe they feel like they don't have their best stuff. So it's really encouraging when we play for each other. And you saw Domo lay down a bunt today with 2 strikes, and Rojas had that unbelievable slide, and our pitchers are competing. So I just think it's really encouraging when you see everyone else having good at-bats and like I said, just competing when maybe they don't feel their best. And, obviously we're, 500 right now? So I think we're 500 right now, and I think our best baseball is yet to be played, so it's encouraging.
I think we're 500 right now. You're 500 right now, Jake McCarthy.
They know they just went into LA and San Diego and came out 3-3.
They do.
You don't leave that trip 3-3 and not talk about it.
You sure don't.
You know Torrey injected that in their veins too. You know Torrey went in there and he was like, "Sup, dogs?"
Yeah. Hey, who's got the dog in him? You do, Jake McCarthy. Also, the Torrey has had some words in regards to the double steal that happened, which was a huge play for this team. Geraldo Perdomo's role in this game, because again, like we talked about, Perdomo 1-for-1, but that really does not tell you the whole story of how valuable he was in this one. He absolutely earned his Wrist King moniker today, and so much more. Here's what Torrey had to say on.
It was just well executed. I'll check the timing out. I think it was done right. I don't think it's that close of a play, but we were safe and we stole 2 bases on that, and it worked out just fine. But yeah, those are the little finer points of camp that we get to, and it's fun to watch when you execute it properly.
So many heroes today, but this Perdomo, that was a big hit there. Obviously with the 2 outs, and then you get some traffic going and he cashed in.
Yeah, it was a ball that was almost caught in short right center field. It was good base running, a good wheel by TP. We just kept closing the gap up, and it was a little piece here and a little piece there. Things were after Bogarts hit the 2-run home run, there was a moment where we were a little bit stunned. Our guys just got on base, got the line moving, got big hits, and then Jerry did it again with the bunt to first base and ended up scoring a really big run.
This was another.
I mean, it's everything he said there. Torey is seeing this team come together, and I mean, again, there's something to be said about the fact that the contributions so far this season have come from all over the place. It's not just one guy really winning every game. Christian Walker there in the series for against the Dodgers was very good. Obviously, probably their most consistent hitter, but still, it feels like every game there's somebody else that's kind of stepping up and playing hard to try to win the ball game.
That wins you baseball games.
Yeah,
like you can't. We talk about the Padres relying on a certain aspect, and it's the star power, right?
Sure.
But like this team isn't going to have that. They don't have the bankroll to roll out a lineup that consists of Juan Soto, Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado, whoever else you want to throw into that lineup, Jake Cronenworth.
Yeah.
They don't have
Jake
that.
Cronenworth was excellent today, too.
You have to build a ball club that on any given day, anybody can be the person to beat you, right? Like Corbin Carroll's your guy. You expect Corbin day in and day out to be the guy that gets on base, creates,
for sure.
Runs, drives in runs, does whatever. Christian Walker hits his home runs. It is what it is. But like you are relying on a guy like Josh Rojas to hit 270 and drive in 50, 60 runs. You're relying on a guy like Nick Ahmed back from injury to drive in a few runs down at the bottom of the rotation. You need Jake McCarthy to also be a guy to get on base and create some chaos. Like
absolutely,
this team, you're relying on a bunch of different individual players to just do their part.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that's the only way that this team's going to, it's kind of like what we talked about, how the only way that this team is going to have a chance, and it's not easy, right? It's easier said than done, but they have to kind of play perfect baseball, right? They have to win the inches. They have to do the things right. It's almost cliche. It's almost like a Toryism at this point where he talks about, having to tighten things up, and we need to try to, not make these mental mistakes and all of this stuff. But what we've seen over the last 2 years is that in bunches, right? And what we're seeing now is the Diamondbacks doing this to other team where mental mistakes and not playing every play, not winning the small plays.
You have to be on your toes the whole game.
You have to.
They will not let you go. Like
Exactly.
they're not just going to give up on a game.
Yeah.
Like ninth inning, they might be down by 5 runs, but if that first guy so happens to get on base, watch out.
Yeah.
Because they're going to start trying to take bases. They're going to start trying to dance around and get in your head. They're going to start doing whatever it takes to throw you off your game.
Absolutely right. Well, we celebrate around here with a Four Peaks beer, and that's what we do in this office.
1, 2,
3,
4
4
peaks.
4 peaks. I have 2 peaks right now, but I'll drink 4 peaks before this show is over. They're our favorite beer, and of course, you can check out their 8th Street Pub, or you can get them wherever you get your beer, especially at our friends at Circle K. But 4 Peaks has a wide variety of beers, wonderful beers. My favorite is their Hazy IPA, and it's just the other day I just realized the AZ thing in the Hazy IPA.
Did you not notice that
I'm
before?
a moron, I
Ooh,
guess.
that's tough,
but
Derek.
there's an AZ.
You shouldn't expose yourself like that.
I know, but I figure, sometimes when you share with other people how stupid you can be, they don't feel bad about their own stupid moments.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing last week.
All right, see? Thank you, Damon. I love you, Damon. See, Damon, unlike Jesse, doesn't leave me hanging and doesn't make me feel like even dumber, but Jesse's good at that. We're going to have Jesse come in here to make me feel stupid here in a second, but you guys should grab yourself some beer, get ready for not only a wonderful baseball season that we are very excited to watch, make sure you're fully stocked up on Four Peaks beer, but get ready for the NFL draft. New coach, new GM, Cardinals have the 3rd pick. We are rocking and rolling, and it's a very, very big draft for this team. The best place to take in this pivotal moment and the rest of the NFL draft on April 27th is with us at the Four Peaks 8th Street Pub. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy, and enjoy those beers responsibly. Also, another way that we celebrate around here is with OG's Gummies. And of course, right now, happy balance is what the Diamondbacks are looking for, and that's what I'm looking for, a happy balance. Right now, you can get their happy balance CBD to THC ratio strawberries and cream flavor right now at dispensaries. It's delicious. It'll keep you happy, but it'll keep you productive, right? And that's one thing that everybody needs to say.
Happy and productive.
Happy and productive. That's how societies work.
Like that.
We should all live life like that,
Happy
right?
and productive.
Be sure to keep a lookout on Thursday across PHNX socials and shows for a very exciting announcement with our friends at OG's Brands. But until then, just make sure to go out to a dispensary, grab yourself OG's new strawberry and cream Happy Balance gummies.
Do it.
They are live, they are delicious, and you can get them on the shelves at dispensaries around the valley. As always, find them at your local dispensary wherever you get your marijuana products, and check out ogsbrands.com for more information. Must be 21 years or over to enjoy. And it is his last game on the road, and I know he's sad, but it's time to bring him on home until we get him here in the office, and I know he's safe and secure. We need to check in with Jesse Friedman, who's in San Diego. Very excited to have Giant Jesse joining us. Jesse Friedman.
Giant blurry Jesse.
Giant blurry Jesse. How are you doing?
Do you want me to like back up from you?
No,
so I'm not
I want you to get closer, and I want you to be
problem?
blurrier. I want you bigger and blurrier is what I want. But how are the vibes in San Diego for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Jesse? Are the vibes immaculate?
Ooh.
Oh,
if you want me blurrier, Derek, I can do that. Yeah, that's once again my computer camera trying to deal with the very bright San Diego sun.
Yeah.
But anyway, what a game, right? The Arizona Diamondbacks come back down 5-1. It was those first 5 innings of this game were especially not great for Diamondbacks fans all the way around. Zac Gallen wasn't pitching well. The offense was really struggling, even though they finally had gotten some guys on base. Unlike some of these last games, Jose Herrera made that throwing error. It just seemed like some of these issues were really compounding for them. And then, as I've already heard you guys discussing, I mean, this team excels at the small ball thing. And, once they see a little crack, once they're able to, find their way in a small way, they're able to, really push things forward as much as they can. And we saw that turn into an 8-6 win here over the San Diego Padres.
It almost seemed unbelievable because it, like you said, early on, I mean, I write descriptions for this show. It was already a loss, folks. The headline was a loss. The description was a loss. We were already chalking this one up as
Jesse. We need you
on.
back because Derek is like he's not on the law of averages. He is either high or low.
Very
There's
negative
no between.
or very excited. Yeah, there's no. I need Jesse to bring me back
stability
in this zone, in the stable zone, right? But the one thing that was very impressive was the way that the Diamondbacks started doing things, whether it was defensively, offensively, to kind of change the game up when things weren't working for them early in those first 5 innings. Gallen obviously struggled there early on, but it really felt like he got things back on track. I was kind of calling it a good outing, I think, just because I was impressed that he was able to finish it out and go 6 after how today started for him.
It was nice he was able to go 6. That's definitely the case. Torrey talked about after the game how the Diamondbacks didn't have many options available in their bullpen, which makes sense. A lot of those guys have been used quite a bit in these last few days. Obviously, the D-backs haven't had an off day yet. So him getting through 6 innings, I do think was really big. I also will be honest and say that I don't think Zac Gallen pitched a very good baseball game. We really haven't seen Zac Gallen pitch a good baseball game this whole year. In spring training, in these 2 starts in the regular season, he just hasn't been sharp. He hasn't looked like himself. And I do think, that's definitely going to be something to pay attention to moving forward. But yeah, he was able to go 6. He was able to set this game up for Kevin Ginkel and Dre Jameson. The Diamondbacks only had to use 2 relievers in this game. And yeah, he was able to hold the Padres at bay. The Padres are obviously a very, very good team offensively, even without Manny Machado, as things turned out. But yeah, I mean, it was good to see Gallen at least push through and give the D-backs a chance to win this game.
Dre Jameson, Jesse, fire in his blood or ice in his veins? Which one?
I mean, Dre Jameson honestly didn't pitch that well today. I don't think. I don't want to take you off your high horse too much there, Derek.
He tried to set you up. He tried to set you up, and you just said no, Derek.
Yeah,
get back down.
This is why you suck, Jesse. This is why you suck. I swear to God.
There are moments when you're allowed to be really high or really low on a certain guy. But today I thought Dre Jameson was just kind of at one point he threw
6
he
outs.
threw
6 outs.
yeah,
6 critical outs. Jesse gave up 1 run.
He gave a yeah, I mean, but that's 2 innings, 1 run, right? Like 2 innings, 1 run is fine. It's not like Dre Jameson gave up 3 hits. He gave up a home run. He gave up
better
a
than
double
2
the inning
runs in
prior.
0 innings in game 1.
Yeah, that's very true. If we're comparing to Scott McGough, then yes, the answer is ice in his veins, Derek. If that's what you're looking for.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. It was a simple question, and you refused to answer it. So I wasn't giving you other options. There was only 2. Chris Melton says steam in his veins. I like that.
There you go.
And Brett says $4.99 super chat from Brett. I can't see
back to back. So he says back to back series ending happy streams ?
Yeah.
Plus a San Diego Thunderstick ?
Yeah.
Absolute W of a Tuesday.
Yeah. Thank you. Can't see around this camera here in front of me,
It's
Jesse. What else you got from San Diego now that the Diamondbacks have managed to split this, not only this series, but the one with the Dodgers? How is the mood in the clubhouse?
Oh, they were partying in there, man. Music was turned up. Yeah,
Turn me all the way
up. It's amazing how quickly they get out of there too for these road series. Diamondbacks were like already packed up and had a lot of things loaded up by the time we left the clubhouse. But yeah, I mean, it was a happy clubhouse just seeing the Diamondbacks come back in this game, a game that they really were not very competitive in early on. Had a lot of very, very bad things happen early on in this game. And were able to bounce back and come back. And the way that they did it, right? I'm sure you guys have already talked about this, but 5 stolen bases, Geraldo Perdomo's bunt with 2 strikes, right? I mean, that's a really gutsy play that sounds kind of familiar. The other day with Jake McCarthy, we've seen that movie before. And yeah, Dre Jameson coming in and shutting the door. I should also mention the double steal out of those 5 stolen bases. 2 of them happened at once, and 1 of them was of home. Which Torey Lovello said after the game probably shouldn't have even been as close as it was if they execute that play properly. So the D-backs they've got some stuff in their bag when it comes to what they can do on the bases. And we didn't see a whole lot of it in spring training, which makes sense. You wouldn't necessarily expect to see the team come out and kind of reveal all of their cards, put all their cards on the table in spring. They held on to those things for the regular season, and we're seeing them use some of those things now.
What's truly more devastating? Is it a home run, like a single solo home run, or is it the Diamondbacks getting a guy on like through a bunt single that they should have been able to get him out but just weren't able to, and then that guy comes around and scores? Like I can't decide what's more devastating to like a team's ego or their ability to feel like they got things back on track. I've heard pitchers say after a home run gets hit, sometimes they have like a clear
there's
mindset.
nobody on the bases.
I don't feel like even if that guy comes around and scores and no one else gets on base, that you're going to have that same clear mindset about letting a guy get on first.
He then proceeded to steal second base
and then come in to score on essentially a bloop single, right? And that was what happened with the Diamondbacks today.
We talked to Zac Gallen after the game about like if you were in the shoes of some of these Padres pitchers and you had to control the Diamondbacks running game, like what would that do to you? And he was like, oh yeah, it would be very, very difficult. And it makes sense, right? I mean, the way that the Diamondbacks are just able to put pressure on you constantly. We've seen them, both of these bunts, frankly, the Jake McCarthy bunt and the Geraldo Perdomo bunt today, very playable. The defense well could have gotten it out on either of them. It wasn't just the speed of the Diamondbacks that like beat it out no matter what, right? It was just that when Jake McCarthy laid down that bunt the other day in Los Angeles, Brusdar Graterol was completely stressed out and was not able to make the play, right? He bobbled it, and we saw something similar today. Of course, the one today was actually called an error, whereas Jake McCarthy's was a hit. But yeah, it's just they're just putting so much pressure on these defenses, and it happened so quickly too. I mean, it was like you blink and suddenly the Diamondbacks not only have tied the game, but we're up 3 runs all of a sudden. Just the pace that they were able to do all of this at was really crazy.
And I mean, I get what you're saying, because it isn't just the speed, but it is the speed, right? It's like the fact that teams get their scouting report and they understand what the Diamondbacks are and how fast they are. I think it just, in that moment when you're trying to pick that ball up off the ground and make that close play that you need to, you're rushing it just that much more because you know how fast the guy is. You're just being a little sloppier because of the sense of urgency that you're creating in your own mind in that moment, right? So it feels like one of those things that the Diamondbacks right now can continue to utilize, and also the stolen bases thing, right? Like 5 stolen bases, it feels like they're trying to, and successfully using the clock, the pitch clock rules and everything that's going on with this new situation in baseball to their advantage.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, this team is going to be fast no matter what, right? But with the rules that are in place, it really kind of plays right into the Diamondbacks' hands, honestly. Right. Like this is the game that they are built to play, and the pitch clock just makes it that much easier for them to execute it.
Yeah. And again, it's the speed is there, right? But you also have to have the confidence in your guys. You have to have the guts to send them on some of these things that the Diamondbacks are doing, and so far it's working out for them. So I can imagine it's only going to build
until
confidence.
Ketel got hosed at home.
Yes, until Ketel got hosed at home. Yes,
there are some guys you should have confidence in.
Yeah,
there are other guys you should not have confidence in.
I get it. We also decided, Jesse, that if Ketel Marte could once again hit 320, that this team is winning the NL West, and you can't convince us otherwise.
I want to ask Jesse that question.
Go ahead,
Jesse. Should Ketel Marte only hit from the right side of the plate?
That's interesting. I mean, he's definitely had more success there. It does kind of feel like there's something wrong with his swing from the left side right now.
Yeah.
I know some people were kind of, and I know Bob Brenly was one of them on the broadcast, kind of getting on Ketel for swinging at the first pitch yet again at one point in this game. It was a slider like right down the middle, though. I really can't blame Ketel for swinging at that pitch. The egregious thing in my mind was not that he swung at the first pitch, but that he didn't do anything with it.
Yeah,
he just popped it up.
Yeah.
He just popped it up to the opposite field when it was kind of just a hanging nothing slider. And yeah, I don't know enough about Ketel's setup from the right side, how successful he would be if he was facing right-handers. I mean, a lot of times guys are successful in that way because they're facing lefties when they're doing it. I don't know if his swing necessarily plays there against righties. It'd be hard for me to say, but yeah, I mean, clearly the swing from the left side is not what it was in 2021, and at least so far hasn't even looked like it was last year. It's a really slow start for Ketel, slow start for a lot of guys, frankly, and that was kind of a theme through everyone that we talked to in the clubhouse. Like, we are not at all playing our best baseball right now. Right, the Diamondbacks, I don't have the numbers in front of me. They're probably still hitting 200 or something as a team right now. They probably have an OPS under 600 as a team. Their team ERA is not particularly good at this point. But you're seeing them use this small ball approach and the base running and all of these things that they can do to wreak havoc on opposing teams. And they're using that to come through with wins, even though they haven't hit their stride yet. And theoretically, if Ketel can get back on track, if Lourdes Gurriel can get back on track, if Alek Thomas, can, I believe, get his first hit of the season, I don't think that's come yet, then, things would really be looking up for this team moving forward.
See, this is what happens when we're separated is Jesse and I we still say the same exact things. And I love that about us, but Jesse, get back here already. You're done out there on the road. I'm pulling you. I'm sending you back to Phoenix.
Have fun driving.
And by the way, Jesse's absolutely right, because when you look at these right now, this team is not hitting well at all as a whole team. So just imagine how much more dangerous they could be if they could get right at the plate. And honestly,
Jesse, is this team a wagon?
Starting pitching. We need starting pitching back.
Is this team a wagon, Jesse?
Is this team a wagon after 6 games? Yes.
Yeah. He did. He said the thing. He's getting there. All right. Well, we need. I don't know what happened to you on the road, but I'm glad that we need you to be more amicable like this. And this is the version of Jesse we need. So,
no, there comes a point. There comes a point when I just have to bite the bullet and say what you guys want me to say.
Exactly.
It's the only way that you'll tolerate me at this point.
He's starting to get it. He's starting to get it. All right. Well,
we
I appreciate
respect all of your opinions, Jesse, even the negative ones.
I don't, but I do respect you, and I'm excited to see you for opening day on Thursday. We are going to be out here at Chase Field, so make sure to join us. We have lots of exciting things going on. But before Jesse gets out of here, if you guys are still here in the chat, there's 53 of you. I want you to drop me a ticket emoji. You drop me a ticket emoji right now in the chat. I am going to enter you into a drawing that I'm going to select at the end of this episode to win 2 tickets to Arizona Diamondbacks opening day. So Jesse, no, we cannot clip. Jesse is absolutely right. No, we're not clipping that for sure. Chris wants us to clip me saying Jesse is absolutely. Maybe you said.
I think you said it. Yeah,
no,
we're clipping that for sure, Jesse. We've got your back.
Don't want that to ever be clipped. But drop us a ticket emoji, or if you don't know how emojis work, just the word ticket in the chat, and I will add you guys on to this little spin right now. Derek? You absolutely cannot. You cannot win. Neither can Jesse, so Jesse can't enter either. But the rest of you can win. And I don't care if you've won something on this show or not. You are all entered to win if you drop us.
We have our first ticket. Oh, and we have somebody that typed ticket emoji.
There you go, Tanner. Tanner Bear. Let's go. He gets it. All right. So, Jesse, you get out of here because I have enough to handle right now. But I will see you shortly, my friend.
Safe travels, Jesse.
Safe travels, buddy.
Sounds good. See you guys.
All right. And you guys, drop us. Gabriel's in there. Aaron's in there. Tanner's in there. Let's go. We got a pair of tickets to give away. And of course, before I do all of that, before I give those tickets away,
I hope all of you guys are available on Thursday.
That's the bigger thing. Yeah, you got to make sure you are available on Thursday. I will send these tickets to you through the Ticketmaster app, and you can go watch the Arizona Diamondbacks continue to be a great baseball team. And I'll tell you this much. Something that if you don't win these tickets, you can do is go on to the Game Time app and you get your tickets for up to 60% off. And you can wait till the last minute to do that. Nobody is going to bother you when it comes to that. You might even save some money if you wait until the last minute. So do that. And I will say that I'm pretty sure Sidney Franklin is somehow related to Jacob. I don't know for sure if that's the case, but I'm pretty sure I remember that.
I may or may not be in the profile picture.
He's literally in the
It might have been a dead giveaway there. I specifically said that you can't win, but Sydney can win. Anyway, you guys, I'll tell you, I appreciate you guys being here. And of course, we appreciate the Game Time app because Game Time helps procrastinators attend events, concerts, shows, whatever you want to get to. Save up to 60% off tickets when you buy tickets last minute. The best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. And also, get yourself some furniture. Baseball season. You need a recliner. If you don't have one, you don't have a couch for your man cave, you don't have everything you need, get everything you need over at More Furniture because they have the best furniture in the Valley. They also will deliver it to you and set it up for you with their white glove delivery service. So make sure you save big on the best furniture in the Valley when you head to morefurniture.com. Keegan just said ticket. I like that. I'm glad I just gave you guys the option to say the word ticket. Last thing before we go is let's take a look at the upcoming probables for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now that we got through this kind of hellacious first week of the year, we have more Dodgers to look forward to. Yay! Another 4-game series with the Los Angeles Dodgers. I am so sick of the Dodgers, Jacob. Can we just not play the Dodgers for a long time after this?
Yeah, actually we can.
What do you mean?
We can just not play them after this for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you know what? You play less games against your divisional opponents this year. And now they already have 8 of those games out of the way.
I like that.
You won't see them again until, what is it, August or September?
August, I believe. August is the next time we will see the Dodgers. But for now, we get to see this
ZZ Top.
This little pitching matchup right here. Dustin May is the guy I'm not excited about seeing, but pretty good matchup there with Merrill Kelly. Clayton Kershaw and Madison Bumgarner.
I have a question.
Lock it up again. What is happening there?
Does Bumgarner's ERA go up or down after this start?
I will say down because he's coming to Chase Field.
We go over under. Is this the over under 11.25 ERA?
Yeah, I think he ends with a lower ERA than
I'm going over.
You think he ends with a higher ERA than 11.25?
No, I'm just joking. That's not. It's damn near impossible.
You said it.
No, you're right. It's under.
I'll give you a Four Peaks beer out of that fridge.
Oh.
The winner gets a Four Peaks beer out of that fridge.
Let's go. All right, I'll take the over. I don't know. I don't want to take the over, but if he gives up like 3 home runs in the first inning and then doesn't make it much longer than that, that's a strong possibility. Let's see. Zach Davies, noted Arizona Diamondback ace, by the way, with his 1.80 ERA, matches up with Noah Syndergaard, and then in the final matchup, we have the youngsters and Michael Grove and Ryan Nelson. So this is what we have to look forward here at Chase Field this weekend. Big matchup. I mean, honestly, Matt, if you're a pitching fan, if you're a baseball fan, Madison Bumgarner versus Clayton Kershaw.
You probably about 5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe 6.
Yeah.
Maybe 7. We might have to go all the way back to 2012 at this point.
Charles Woodall Pike said he made a promise to
Yeah, he
another
did.
PHNX beat to be available. What?
Is there? What is that? Oh, it is indeed the takeover.
Oh, Charles, how dare you? How dare you? I'm going to throw you in for tickets anyway, is what I'm going to do. No, I'm just joking. I'm absolutely not going to do that. But I will throw everybody else in that's gotten in here. And of course, anybody else, that last call for entering in to win
Tickets,
two
yeah.
tickets to the Arizona Diamondbacks opening day, throw it in the chat. But I'm going to start wrapping things up anyway. We thank you guys so much, of course, for joining us. If you haven't done so already, make sure to follow us on Twitter. I am at Cap_caveman with a K. This guy's at Jacob Franklin 4.
Jacob Franklin 4.
I was so close. I was so close. Emma's flipping me off right now, so I'm not going to give her
a shout out.
Yeah, no shout out for her. Damon is at Damon Dog. Jesse is at Jesse and Friedman, and you need to tell him to drink some water and to get back here. But of course, our show is at PHNX_DBacks, and all roads lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We got all of our ticket winners in, and I am spinning this bad boy. Let's go. Jacob is like verifying the actual winner here. And the winner appears to be Roadrunner in the chat. Roadrunner. You are
Derek.
winners. DM me, DM the PHNX D-backs account, and we will get you out your 2 tickets to opening day. Congratulations on winning that.
Woo!
Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations to the Arizona Diamondbacks on not only winning, right, splitting the series, but getting out of LA and San Diego with a 3-3 record. We are very excited about that, and we are very excited about watching this team this year. We thank you guys again for joining us on behalf of Damon, Emma, Jesse in San Diego, Faj, and myself. We always appreciate your time. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when you can eke out a win like this.